Stop asking whether AI is going to change the world. While we were arguing about it, it already did. It won a Nobel Prize. It took gold at the world's hardest math competition, officially graded by the judges. It's giving 500,000 paid driverless rides every single week. And by Google's own count, it now writes most of Google's new code. Everything in this video actually happened. No demos, no promises. Real verified results with receipts. And at the end, I'll show you the one simple puzzle that still makes every one of these systems look silly, because that's part of the story too. Start with the biggest prize in science. In October 2024, the Nobel Prize in Chemistry went to the people behind AlphaFold. Demis Hassabis and John Jumper shared half the prize for teaching AI to predict the three-dimensional shape of proteins. David Baker took the other half for designing entirely new proteins computationally. Why does shape matter? Because a protein's shape is the key to how life works and how drugs are made. AlphaFold has predicted the structures of about 200 million proteins, close to every protein science has cataloged. The predictions still get verified in a lab, but work that once took a PhD student years now takes an afternoon. Then there's mathematics. In July 2025, Google DeepMind's Gemini DeepThink earned a gold medal at the International Mathematical Olympiad, 35 points out of 42. 5 of the 6 problems solved, inside the same 4.5-hour limit the human contestants get. And this one was graded officially by the Olympiad's own coordinators. OpenAI announced a model with the same score in the same week, but that result was self-graded, never officially entered. Worth knowing the difference. A year earlier, AI managed silver, 1 point short of gold. The gap closed in 12 months. AI has even taken down a mathematical record humans had held since 1969. In May 2025, DeepMind's AlphaEvolve found how to multiply two 4x4 complex matrices in 48 multiplications instead of 49. Sounds obscure. But multiplying matrices is the single operation AI itself runs on, billions of times a second. Faster matrix math means faster AI. The same system also found improvements that recovered around 0.7% of Google's entire global computing power, which at Google's scale is enormous. Now medicine, where the stakes are highest. In Sweden, a randomized trial with more than 100,000 women found that AI-assisted mammography caught 29% more cancers, while cutting the radiologist's reading workload almost in half. Notice the word assisted. Not AI instead of doctors. AI plus doctors. By the end of 2025, US regulators had authorized more than 1,400 AI-enabled medical devices. And a drug whose disease target and molecule were both discovered by AI reported positive results in a mid-stage human trial, a first for the field. To be clear, no fully AI-designed drug is approved anywhere yet. But the pipeline is real, and it's moving. AI also quietly became the best weather forecaster on Earth. DeepMind's GenCast beat Europe's leading ensemble forecast, the gold standard, on 97% of the targets tested. And it produces a 15-day forecast in about 8 minutes, instead of hours on a supercomputer. It still stands on decades of data collected by the world's weather agencies. But the forecast on your phone is starting to come from a neural network out in the physical world. Waymo now gives roughly 500,000 paid driverless rides every week, across about 10 US metro areas, double what it was a year before. Amazon crossed 1 million warehouse robots, coordinated by an AI traffic controller that cut their travel time by 10%, and humanoid robots have completed their first real factory shifts. At a BMW plant, Figures robots loaded more than 90,000 parts into over 30,000 cars across 11 months. These are still pilots. Single sites, single tasks, and the numbers come from the companies themselves. But they're no longer demo videos, they're shifts. And the revolution you can't see, code. By Google's own measure, 75% of the company's new code is now AI-generated, with every line still reviewed and approved by an engineer. 18 months earlier, that number was 1/4. On a benchmark of real GitHub bug fixes, the best AI went from solving under 2% of tasks in 2023 to over 80% by late 2025. Though, honestly, the test also got easier along the way, and by 2026, it's considered saturated. Still, software is the first industry where AI stopped being a tool and became a coworker. On paper, the numbers are getting almost silly. Graduate-level science questions, where PhD experts score around 70%, the best models now score in the low 90s. Research-level math problems, where the best AI solved under 2% in late 2024, top models now solve most of them. A caution though, benchmarks are imperfect. They leak into training data, they saturate, and every number I just gave you comes with an expiry date. But the direction is unmistakable. And now, the other half of the truth. There's a test called ARC-AGI-3. Simple visual puzzle games, the kind a child can figure out by playing. Humans solve 100% of them. As of mid-2026, every frontier AI model scores under 1%. The same technology that outscores PhD experts cannot work out a simple new game it has never seen before. Researchers call this jagged intelligence. Superhuman peaks, right next to holes a child could step over. And in the real economy, Klarna said its AI did the work of 700 customer service agents. Then it admitted the quality had suffered and started hiring humans back. One careful study even found that experienced programmers were 19% slower when using AI on code they knew deeply while believing they were faster. So hold both of these at once. AI has already won a Nobel Prize, and it loses to a child at a puzzle game. It writes most of Google's new code, and it made expert programmers slower on their own projects. Anyone who tells you it's all hype is ignoring the receipts. Anyone who tells you it's magic is ignoring the holes. The only way to avoid being fooled in either direction is to understand how these systems actually work. And that is exactly what this channel is for. The full course from how a model predicts a single word all the way to AI agent teams is free on the channel, lesson by lesson. Subscribe. Because the next time a headline says AI just did something impossible, you'll know exactly how it did it and exactly how much to believe.